Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics of the day and the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense and just the right amount of sarcasm by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can also find repeats of this show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse, and then you can follow me there as well. Hey, if you'd like to connect, please go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com, and there you will find my social media connections, my email, and my text messages, and all the rest of my information. Hey, just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can also find Money Chat Now and the Larry Steinhouse Show on Spotify, so please go there and subscribe as well. And you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. A couple people saying hi already. We have Linda. Hi, Linda. We have Glenn, and we have Mark, and we have Joe, and we have John. Thank you all for watching, because this is the only place to find the show now. All right. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name will not show up on my dashboard. So please go to the Money Chat Now page and comment there so I can recognize you. Hey, by the way, I have a question for you. Do you know someone who would really enjoy the show? You know, maybe the comedic common sense or, the good market advice. Please share the show with them right now by clicking the share button and sharing directly on their page. Share it in groups as well and help your friends make more money and laugh in the morning. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. Show up tomorrow. It's going to be a great meeting. Hey, a couple of people watching online I want to say hello to real quick. We have Tommy and Bill and Larry and my brother Seth. Thanks, Seth. We have James and Rob, and I bet you guys all want to know what's going on. And today we're going to be discussing why I quit WWDB, of course, the recap and Instagram and the chip bill. And looks like J2 saying hi. Thanks, Jay. All right, let's talk about, before we get started, I want to talk to you about what happened on WWDB, this show, and the radio. Hey, I'm sure that some of you guys are curious, so let's get into it. Well, this show started off about a year ago, and it was live on the internet only. At that time, I had proposed to WWDB a daily show that would air either drive time afternoon or drive time morning. Look, WWDB is a station, well, frankly, has very few listeners, but their programming is all bought by the people on their shows who buy their shows in blocks of an hour or a half an hour. Basically, the whole station is half-hour or one-hour advertisements, so that's pretty much what it is. I had proposed that I buy the entire week the same time every day. And look, this was not something that they ever experienced before. Sam Spicer, the salesman, or whatever his role is, manager, I don't know, he's over there and he made it happen. He moved other shows around and was able to sell me the half-hour blocks every day from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and the show began live on WWDB in November last year. The show, which is written and produced by me, that's right, I'm here every day at 4 a.m. to write the show, and my producer is here every day at 6 a.m. to prepare his part. The only thing we needed from WWDB was someone to literally flip a switch to make us go live at 7:30. That's the entire job of the person at WWDB. All he had to do was get there any time before 7:30, basically get out of bed, go to work, and be there before 7:30, and then wait till 7:30 and go click and flip a switch to get us to go live. Well, apparently, as most workers are today, he is too lazy or too irresponsible to show up for work on time. You have heard me rant about these guys before, and of course it happened again yesterday. He did not show up on time to get us on the air. I have asked that he be fired or at least be replaced from my show, but the people at WWDB did not care enough to solve the problem, so I decided to terminate my contract with them and withhold all payments from them. So, here it is to my loyal fans. At least for now, the show will only appear on the internet until we find another host station to take this show live on the radio, and that's it. But look, if you guys want to send the producers at WWDB Radio an email to tell them to fire the producer and have me come back on, the producer's name is Wes. And if you want to convince them to fire him and then call me back up and eat crow, I would be more than happy to do it. Here's the email to write the station manager. Write this down. Here's the email to write the station manager. It's Laura, Lora, dot Lewis, Lewis, at bbgi.com. That's right, Laura.Lewis at bbgi.com. And that's Laura, Lora, dot Lewis at bbgi.com. Let her know how great the show is, and let her know how disappointed you are with the incompetence of Wes the engineer. Until they change their management and to one that actually cares, please tune in here every day at the same time. And once again, for you guys, her email address is Laura, Lora.Lewis at bbgi.com. Hey, also post on the WWDB AM radio fan page on Facebook with the following hashtags. Hashtag FireWes, hashtag Bring Back Larry Steinhouse. So go ahead, hashtag FireWes, hashtag Bring Back Larry Steinhouse. Put that on WWDB AM fan page. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go on to Michael's saying, sue them before they sue me. Anyway, all right. Hey, let's get into the stock market and see what happened yesterday. Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. In fact, it was mostly quiet as the market absorbed a plethora of data. The Dow closed down about 228 points and the S&P closed down about 46. The Nasdaq also closed down 220 as the tech stocks got beat up yesterday, continuing their rout from the poor results of Snap last Thursday. So Meta has been pretty beat up for the last two sessions and then did down below 160. This makes Meta losing over 20 points in 3 days. Yikes. Well, Meta has earnings releasing today, and that may be my only hope to cash in on a call play. I have Apple, I have Apple, and Apple's maintaining itself above 150. Their earnings is tomorrow after the bell, and it should be good. Meta, I'm not so sure about. I believe Meta will swing about 25 points in either direction, and it's not going to be pretty. Meta will be about the advertising revenue, and it's not easy to predict. And actually, I believe it's pretty easy to predict that it will be down. Wall Street does have some of that in mind for their expectations, but Facebook is becoming more and more difficult to deal with as an advertiser. For us, I can't deal with them anymore. I have given up on them because their interface is terrible. Their creepy bots and artificial intelligence keeps deleting my ads. Yeah, I can appeal the deletion, and 95% of the time, when the human finally reads the ads, they approve them. But frankly, it's no longer worth the time and the effort for the very few people who even see the ad any longer. So I stopped advertising on Facebook because it's not worth it anymore. I did notice that Meta is up pre-market. Well, we'll see how it plays out. And some other notable earnings today are Boeing and Bristol Myers. I believe Boeing is going to fly after this earnings report. It actually should be a pretty good earnings report. The news releases on Boeing are consistent with new planes being ordered, and eventually they'll get the 787 Dreamliner in the air. I don't know if I'd fly it, but it'll get in the air, and that nightmare will end. Hey, at 2 o'clock today, all hell will break loose when Powell comes out and tells us about the decision of the Fed and how much they expect to raise interest rates. Do you think it's going to be a 50-point basis, a 75, or a 100-point basis? Well, we will see. As I have suggested in the previous months, watch the Dow swing at 2 o'clock. It will make a major move either up or down after the announcement. So the history of the past few months shows the behavior to be the market will drop and then accelerate to finish up great. The next day, tomorrow, the market drops dramatically, followed by the next day dropping as well. And this is the pattern since the beginning of the year, so watch for it again. The biggest news from yesterday was the earnings report from Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. The company reported a shortfall in advertising, and the per-share earnings was kind of short of Wall Street's expectations, but the stock went up even with these poor numbers and poor guidance. It may be that the bad news is already factored in and it wasn't as bad as they thought. The stock is down about 35% so far this year. The 20-for-1 split made this stock attractive at the price of about 109. I had suggested people buy this at 105, and that happened yesterday. Let's see if I'm correct on this prediction. I think it probably will be. Hey, let's take a look right here at the futures real quick, and then I want to go to a couple of people online who are making some comments, but let's take a look at the futures real quick. Right now, we have the Dow is up 135. We have the S&P up 33, and then we have the Nasdaq up 185. quite a few people online are talking about what's going on. Paul actually said that the sound is cutting on and off. We'll have to double check that one. Anybody else having that problem? Because that's important to know. We also have Mark saying that Wes was pretty cool, but he's obviously not a morning guy. And a couple other guys, Michael says, sue them before they sue you. They're not going to sue me. Wes is, Larry says, Wes is definitely a Biden voter. And yeah, look, it is what it is, right? And Mark is saying Facebook sucks for ads. It does. It used to be much, much better. A couple other people saying hi, like Peter and Paul and Charles. So yeah, it sounds like the audio is fine for you. It must have been just you. So everybody says the audio is fine. It must have been just you then. And then Mike says he's so excited because he's eating breakfast listening to me. Thanks so much. I totally appreciate it. All right, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, we got more stuff to talk about. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks. The subtitle to this book is Because Everything You Think You Know About Money is Wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are, what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and if you'd like more information on my book, go to wherever fine books are sold. You can go to Barnes & Noble, you can go to Amazon, whatever. Order the book. If you haven't ordered it already, you're missing out. It's a good book. Hey, by the way, I want to welcome you back to the show. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse on Spotify, and you can follow me there as well. And if you'd like to connect, please go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. And there you will find all my social media connections, my email, my text message information as well. That's contactlarry.com. And don't forget to hit the share button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know you enjoy the show. Of course, you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them live. So Mark says he thinks they're going to raise it 75 points. I kind of agree with you, Mark. I think they'll probably raise it 75 points as well. And it looks like everybody else is saying the audio is good too. All right. So far, of course, we've been discussing why I quit WWDB. And you guys know Laura Lewis at bbgi.com. If you want to write her and tell her how upset you are with how bad Wes was. We talked about the recap. We talked about the market going up or down. I don't know. But here's an interesting thing. Boeing actually had their results, and they missed estimates, but the stock is up 6 points. I'm telling you, this stock market is so weird right now. Normally, that would have made the stock drop 20 points, but the stock is actually up 4% already in the big pre-market after those bad results. So let's go, because they're actually saying the guidance is good. So it kind of looks like people are actually thinking that the market's going to do well. All right, we also have coming up, we have Instagram, and we have the chip bill. And, of course, today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button? Did you guys hit that share button? Come on, Mark and James and Mike and Charles. Hit that share button. Let everybody know that you're watching it. Let everybody know how much you like it. And also, if you want to, you can leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And you can find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify by searching Larry Steinhouse and Money Chat and Money Chat Now. And don't forget, order my book. Order it online today. All right, let's get into the second half. Let's talk about Instagram. Before the break, we talked about the fact that Meta earnings are today after the bell. Meta not only owns Facebook, but they also own Instagram. Instagram is a place where people would, basically put pictures of themselves, places they visited, or just about any picture they thought was interesting. Some people used it for e-commerce, where they put a picture up and say, buy this. Well, anyway, Instagram has slowly been changing their business model to compete with rivals like TikTok. So instead of pictures, Instagram is now becoming TikTok with what Meta calls Reels. So they're basically videos that Meta calls Reels. These are short videos that people watch and get addicted to, just like they do with TikTok. Look, I got to tell you, I've noticed that if you want to misplace time, Just go on TikTok and watch one video. A half an hour later, you'll have watched 20 videos and not even realize the time went by. This has got to be the craziest mind fuck there is. Anyway, Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok by placing videos on the platform instead of pictures, and many, including the Kardashians, are very angry about it. Yeah, I did say the Kardashians. Yeah, I know, I never thought I would mention the Kardashians on my show either, but here they are. The Kardashians and Kylie Jenner, yep, Kylie Jenner is being mentioned as well, went on a rage criticizing Instagram, urging the app to stop mimicking rival TikTok. They posted a message that read, "Make Instagram Instagram again." Mamma mia, can you believe it? Jenner and Kardashian are both highly influential social media. They're very high, they like incredible on social media. In 2018, Jenner slammed the redesign of Snapchat, causing the parent company Snap to drop 7% in their share value that day. Well, Instagram went on the defensive when Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram division of Meta, shared a video on Twitter explaining recent changes to the social media platform. Yes, in case you didn't see the irony in that, he put up a reel explaining the reels. Mosseri finished the video by asking for feedback. Well, viewers didn't hold back. They slammed him and the new changes. Well, to make a long story short, Meta will be doing as they please because they're Meta and they can do whatever they want. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Kardashians and the Jenners come up with their own social media platform like Trump did with Truth Social. I don't know, maybe they could call it Okergram, or maybe Wastegram, or maybe Whoregram. Hey, it would be an instant success no matter what they called it, so it may just happen. All right, let's get into the next story. A couple other people saying hi. We got Deb and Bill and Tom. Thanks so much. Seth says, "What's up, a funeral for Wes?" Well, it's not the same kind of, you mean like I know what he means. We should do that. That'd be fun, but I can't do it online. All right, so let's talk about the chip bill. Well, it looks like this current administration may actually be doing something I can agree with, or at least sort of. I guess a broken clock is at least right twice a day, so it's not impossible, of course. I hate using the term bipartisan, because the word bipartisan to me implies division, but for the sake of the report, a bipartisan bill passed the Senate when they voted 64-32 Tuesday to advance a, get this, $280 billion package of subsidies and research funding to boost U.S. competitiveness in semiconductors and advanced technology. All right, now check this out. This bill, as it's written, supposedly, will help companies in the United States build chip factories and bring the technology back to America instead of China. All good. It will also help the Pelosi's get richer as the chip plants open in the United States with softer regulations and more subsidies going to the companies that, of course, the Pelosi's are investing in. But that's quite obvious. Now, check this out. The $280 billion package combines about $52 billion in subsidy funding to boost semiconductor production in the U.S., along with that, about $24 billion in advanced manufacturing tax credits that would also support the industry. That's awesome. So they're going to have more chip companies building buildings here and building chips here. That's fantastic. But check it out. We said $280 billion. That's only $52 and $24 billion so far. The package would also authorize about $200 billion in spending, mainly for federally backed scientific research over the next decade. It would fund about $1.5 billion for next-generation wireless research and establish new long-term policies for the nation's space program. All right, let's go back to the $200 billion of the $280 billion. That goes back to the government, and I quote, for research. Since when did the government become a chip builder or a chip creator? I don't know. I actually see a science fiction movie here. Don't you? You know, like a movie where they implant chimps into your body so they can control you. You know, be careful when you post on Facebook something that's the truth. Your leg might accidentally break while you're sleeping. Click! I can't walk! Or maybe you'll have a heart attack just as you're walking into court to testify against Hillary Clinton or the rest of the mob. $200 billion of the $280 billion goes to the government. Oh, nothing to see here, folks. Just move along. Here's an interesting turn of events. The opponents included, check this out, Bernie Sanders, and he says that big semiconductor companies don't need so much help. Here's a quote from Sanders, and yes, I can't believe I agree with him also. Yikes, what's happening here? Anyway, he said, should American taxpayers provide the microchip industry with a blank check when semiconductor companies are making tens of billions of dollars in profits and paying their executives exorbitant compensation packages? I think the answer to that question should be a resounding no. He voted, of course, against the bill. I wonder if he had a fight with Pelosi. Well, soon we will all be chipped and chained to the government. You know, for our own good. Trust, click, 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 trust the government, click, 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 click. Trust the government, click. I'm Uniblab, host of Money Chat Now, Uniblab, click, 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 click. Let's watch, click, 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 click. I'm Univab. Let's watch a commercial here. Click, 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 commercial time.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You've thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask one of your burning questions to the stock options sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call 866-424-2829 for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes, or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited. So what are you waiting for? Call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Or visit investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. Hey, I want to remind you guys that this show is open to sponsorship. Look, I've sold hundreds of books to people who listen and watch this show every day. We have ravey fans, and if you'd like to advertise your product on the show, please reach out to me, let me know. You can reach me for this or just about anything you'd like to discuss at contactlarry.com. And by the way, that sponsorship includes the Spotify, and it also includes the Rumble. So you'll get so much exposure. It's amazing. So go to contactlarry.com to reach out to me. That's contactlarry.com. By the way, did you know that we have the interviews from Interview Tuesday on a website called Money Chat Now? You can also find Money Chat Now breakout stories, again, on Spotify by just searching Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse. Hey, don't forget to also subscribe to the Spotify channel as well. All right. A lot of people liking that last segment. I love it. All right. So far we've been talking about, of course, why I quit WWDB, and it's basically because Wes, the engineer there, just doesn't feel it's important to wake up and go to work in the morning. And, you know, when I've asked him to be fired, or at least been taken off my show, WWDB doesn't feel my show's important enough to make him wake up. So I'm done. All right. We also talked about how the market is doing pretty well right now. Right now, the futures are up 137. The S&P is up 35, and the NASDAQ is up 134. We also talked about the chip bill and the fact that, you know, we're all going to be chipped and we'll be told what to do. All right, let's get into coming up. We have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? Hit that share button. Let's get people to watch the show and learn about all kinds of cool stuff. Let them know it's both entertaining and educational. And please share it on your page or in groups that you feel may enjoy the show. Have them like the Money Chat Now fan page so they can get notified of the show every day. And, of course, you can leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Also, tag some of your friends in the comments. It's kind of fun when you tag your friends in the comments and have them come back to it and see why. And, of course, you can find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. All right, let's get into today. You know, so far today, by the way, we have the Fed report, as I mentioned today. And the Fed report's going to be at 2 o'clock, and it's the indicator of how much the Fed will raise interest rates. Some people are saying they're going to raise it 75 points. Some people say 100 points. Some people say 50 points. We'll see. It's going to be the key to the market. Watch the market around 2 o'clock when all hell breaks loose. Meta's earnings are tonight after the bell, and I'll tell you, that will also be the key to the next few days. earlier, I didn't mention that Microsoft also released an earnings report yesterday. The earnings weren't all that great, but again, the guidance report was key here. We saw that this morning too. We saw that this morning too with Boeing, which is kind of interesting. That even though they didn't hit earnings, the stock is still up. It didn't fall. So all these companies believe they're going to do well into the next couple of years, which is really interesting. And it's also the reason the market is up so far today. The market's going to basically decide if it got it right by forecasting lower earnings. So basically what happened is maybe they forecasted too low of earnings, and they're predicting, that it's going to, because it's an unusual recession, it's not going to be as bad as before. Like I said before, this recession isn't going to be the problem. It's the next one that's going to be the problem. By the way, I really like CCL every time it goes into the eighths like it did yesterday or like it is now. I added to my position and I actually bought back my covered calls at a profit. I'll be looking to sell them again when the stock gets closer to 11. So I like this play. If the pattern holds, that should be in about 2 weeks. My plays today are Meta into the end of the year, not into this week, but into the end of the year. Apple is also into the end of the year. And of course, AT&T for safety, CCL and AAL into the long future. All right, let's take a look at what the futures are doing now. One last time. Right now, we got the Dow is up 132, we got the S&P up 34, and the NASDAQ is up 190. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about crypto. Bitcoin is hovering around 21,000 again. So it's still in the same basic area. It's right around 21,000. Ethereum is hovering around 1450, and they're both off the highs of the month. And like I said, by the way, the highs of the month are around 22, 23 for Bitcoin. But I said the most this thing is going to hit is 28, and then I really think it's going to drop to 12 or 13. So be careful here. Now, gold and silver, the precious metals, they're not moving much at all. And I believe them to be a buy at this price. I actually think they're great buy and hold, and they're great to hold into a recession. Not the one that's coming the end of this quarter, because there's definitely a recession going to be announced, but the next one is going to be the one that's going to be helpful, so maybe about a year from now. The Treasury bond is right about where it's been, and it's dropped to around 2.76%, and I expect that to go up as well. I expect it to settle in right above the threes as soon as the Fed raises interest rates once again, and that's fine. It's not going to be that bad. Oil is around $95 a barrel. And gas prices have moved down again to $4.30 a gallon. Wow. I tell you, that president is amazing. Wasn't gas $2.30 a gallon when he took over? Oh, okay. I just thought he was doing such a great job by lowering it, 70 cents. Anyway, expect under $4 by November so the Democrats can take credit for solving the exact problem they caused. All right. That's it. I'm going to thank all the listeners, and you guys all out there. Make it a profitable day.